Did you know that you can use Pinterest to get more traffic to your blog and to your website? That's right, it's not just for you to look up vegan chocolate chip cookie recipes, although I do support that, but it's actually a great way for your business for you to get traffic back to your website. We're going to talk about that in today's video, and I do want to share that I'm doing this video in collaboration with a friend, Amanda Howell of Amanda Sue Creates. You can check out her video after you've watched this one and see what she has to say to add to the conversation. So let's dive into the ways that I like to go about doing this for my business. My last video was all about SEO for your website. So this first point that I'm going to bring up today is basically kind of going along with what I said in the last video. So basically what you want to do is you want to work on your alt tags in your images that you're going to use on your blog. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to make sure that the information there is really strong so that when you or anyone else will pin your images, it will have information that will lead people back to your blog and ultimately to your website. If you don't do a really good job, which I have been guilty of in the past, then not many people will click on the images within Pinterest. So you want to make sure that you go about it in a way that you are talking about what is in the image, that you are also sharing what is in the post, and that you're also giving a call to action to the people who are looking at the pin in the description by telling them something like, hey, come check out this post. So that way they will subconsciously be prompted to click on the image to go to your actual website rather than just looking at the image and saving it for later and forgetting about it. So you want to do a really good job with these descriptions that you're putting into your alt tags. The next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your Pinterest images that you're using in your blog post are really pinnable. What that means is that you want to make sure that you're using something that's going to grab attention and that's going to cause people to want to pin it and also want to click on it. If you just have a picture that doesn't have any kind of words or anything like that on it, where they don't really know what the post is about, then it's less likely for people to repin it. It's less likely for people to click on it and to come to your website. So what I recommend is using Canva. They have a free version of Canva and they also have a paid version of Canva. So if you use the free version of Canva, then you can make sure that you are just using one of the templates that they use, and you can use Google Fonts. If you want to upgrade, it's like $13, I think, a month, where you can upgrade to Canva for Work, and then you can install your own premium fonts that you've purchased maybe on Creative Market. And that makes it really great for you to be able to make sure that your brand is standing out amongst the rest of all of the pins on Pinterest. Now you want to make sure that once you make a decision of what this is going to look like, that you're going to carry it across the board, and you're going to do that until you decide to do a rebrand. So you want to make sure that you do that because you want to keep your stuff cohesive and make sure that your branding is on point so that people start to recognize your stuff. Another tip that I really recommend is that you have social sharing buttons on the side of your blog. Now, I use the plugin Add This to add these social media links so that people can click on them and share my content whenever they come to my blog post. So if they find that it's something that's good and helpful, most people are going to share with their friends because they want other people to know the information. They want to share and be kind and let people know that this is something that is helpful and useful. So if you have those social shares on the left-hand side, people can easily share out your content for you, and you actually don't have to do as much marketing as you would have to do if you didn't have them there. So I use Add This, like I said. I do pay the $10 a month to have the upgrade. It gives you a bit more things that you can do with it, but also gives you the option to brand the color of those social links so they match your branding, which I think is worth it. So that's something that I really recommend. And what I do every single time that I publish a new blog post is I immediately after I publish it, I share my own content out to all of the social media platforms, but especially I share it to Pinterest. So as soon as I hit publish, I click on the Pinterest button and then I share it to 2 boards that I have. So I have a branded Amanda Creek Creative board, and then I also have a private board that's set up for a campaign to kind of trickle out this new blog post over the period of a week. So with that, I'm able to share my content out without having to really do very much. It's set up with something called Board Booster, so they work kind of together. So I use the Add This to share the stuff to Pinterest, and then my Board Booster, which I'm going to talk a bit more about in the next point, that is what shares it out to the rest of my boards over the week. So my tip number 4 is for you to use a service like Board Booster. Board Booster is something that I found I recommend. It doesn't mean that's the one that you have to use, but I think it's really great, and I've used it for probably like a year and a half now, and I have definitely seen growth through using Board Booster. Now, what I do is when I go to Board Booster, I make sure that I am sharing my pins out over a period of time through a campaign. And then I also have a couple of tribes that I'm a part of that I share my pins to the tribe. And then the people who are in the tribe with me share my content just like I share their content out. And that way, all of our content goes out to more boards and more people have a chance to see our stuff, which is really awesome. So I recommend getting into something like Board Booster and using that to do the work for you. The last tip that I have for you today to get more people onto your blog by using Pinterest is to go into Pinterest itself and use the smart search to really figure out what things people are searching for. So if you go into Pinterest and you type in the search bar something that you think maybe I want to write about this, if you start searching the way that you would think to search it, then you're going to see if it's a popular search. If it shows up where there are search items that pop up in that little window that kind of comes down when you start typing, then you know that it's something that people are looking for. You know that it's something that people care about. And it's going to show you the top searches for that particular thing that you're typing in. And that way you know kind of how to go about talking about it, and it will give you new ideas that maybe you didn't have before because something might pop up there that you just didn't even think about using in a blog post or creating a video about. So that will help because you're doing something that people are searching for on Pinterest. So I totally recommend taking the time to do this research. This is probably, to me, the most important thing that you can do because you want to make sure that you're doing content that is relevant to your audience. So those are the things that I recommend that you do. These are the minimum things that I do for myself every single week. It's what I tell my clients to do whenever they're trying to launch their website and they're trying to figure out what things that they need to get on their blog before they launch. So this is what I recommend that you do, the minimum of what you can do. Now, don't forget to go to Amanda's video over at Amanda Sue Creates and check out her tips because she will probably have some other amazing tips because she's a Pinterest expert and she will have some things to share with you that I'm probably not sharing with you today. So don't forget to go and check out her video. Now, that's it. I hope that you stay creative this week, and I will see you in the next video.